Welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches and are the top-selling childcare business book authors of all time. This episode is sponsored by Childcare Genius Marketing. Let Childcare Genius Marketing help you get fully enrolled and fully staffed. Visit childcaregenius.com for more details. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast our hosts, Brian and Carol Duprey.
Hello, welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Duprey. Thank you so much for joining us today. Carol's recovering from surgery, so she is not going to be with me today. But today is Ask Brian and Carol. So instead of ABC, it's just AB, Ask Brian. Got a couple questions from listeners. And if you want to give me a question that we can answer on the air, send it to Brian, Brien, at childcaregenius.com, and we may answer your question live on the air. We do this the first podcast day, the first Tuesday of every month. We do Ask Brian and Carol. So the first question is from Lisa. Lisa's in the Northwest, and she is in a major city, and her question states that I'm struggling right now with enrollment. And I noticed that it's been that way for over a year. But yet I see people in my coaching group in other states doing very well. I don't understand what the problem is. So thank you, Lisa, for that question. Yeah, we're seeing that trend in a lot of states. And I've analyzed it for a while, and I think I have the answer. And I also have a solution to the issue as well. So a couple things. Um, During COVID, we started seeing a shift in people. Obviously, people started working from home. So that created a whole set of problems for childcare owners because people didn't need childcare. They were home on video chats with their bosses and working from home on video. They didn't need that full-time care that they had before. So that is one of the factors that started shifting. And then in the last 2 years or so, companies finally said, "Okay, we've had enough of that. We got to start shifting people back." So then they started coming back to actually the workplace. But we also saw an exit with their feet. And what that means is, if somebody's working on a video chat and working remotely, they realize that they can work anywhere in the world. They don't have to work where they're at. So people have done an exodus from high tax states to low tax states. People that work virtually, that work anywhere, chose to move to states where the cost of living is a lot lower and there's no state income tax. So we're seeing major shifts from the Northwest and from the Northeast into southern states such as Florida, Texas, Tennessee, where states that have no state income tax and that are very friendly to business. We've seen that it's public information that you could see those kind of shifts. We're seeing that in population trends. We're seeing that in childcare centers. We're seeing big movement in North Carolina now, South Carolina. So these states are doing really well. Most of the childcare centers there are expanding, growing because all these people are moving in, creating new towns, housing build. But we're also seeing the opposite happening in high tax states such as New York, Washington State, California, Oregon. Um, Michigan, and a few other of the higher tax states, we're seeing some of the exodus out. So you're losing more people than you're gaining. Now, all is not lost. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about strategy, Lisa, because you're more into like a recessionary type problem where you're shedding children because parents are leaving. Younger people tend to be leaving, um, but they're not all leaving. A lot of people are staying, got family there, they're not going to leave. So what's happening is right now there are more centers than there are availability for spots, which is creating everybody struggling a little bit. If you've been following what we've been teaching for years, You should be in good shape. Now, granted, your income's going to be down, your profits are going to be down, but this is a survival game now. You only have to survive the person down the road from you that has another center. And more than likely, they've made some different choices than you made if than following us. Hopefully, they're not listening to us, and you are. And you've lived below your means. You've done well. You've paid off your debt. You're living, living without lavish lifestyle. Like your recession. You prepared for a recession. Like I taught for the last 4 years of been teaching. Like be prepared for that rainy day. And in some states, it's raining right now. And my state is actually one of them as well. I live in Maine, where we're one of the highest tax states in the country, and we're the oldest state actually in the country. So old people don't have children, so it's been a negative for me as well. So you have to go against that, and you survive by being better than the competition in everything you do. That includes tours, that includes culture, systems, operations, everything that we teach here at Child Care Genius and in our conferences. If you follow these things, you're going to be better. So you're going to have that little 10% edge, which is going to get you those children. And also, if they don't make it, now, again, if you're being chased by a bear, you and somebody else, you only have to outrun the other person, not the bear, right? That's survival. I hate using that example. People think I'm so mean, but you're not going to volunteer to be eaten by the bear. You're both going to run, and hopefully you're faster, right? Well, same thing with business here. It's survival of the fittest. Not everybody's going to survive during these times in these states because all these kids have left. And something's got to give. People are going to sell their schools. They're going to go out of business. That's market. That's a free market. Things change over time. Think of how many companies made beta and VHS tapes. You don't see them in business anymore, right? Things change over time. 8-track tape. Remember those? You young people don't even know what that is. That's something I listened to growing up. Records. Well, records are coming back. You're never going to see an 8-track come back. But again, things change over time. Same thing here. And you have to shift with those times and be better than everybody else. We're always going to need childcare. It's never going to go away. But when you have 100 centers and you only have children for 60 centers, either you have 100 people all struggling or 40 go out of business, so all 60 could do really well. That's what's got to happen in the marketplace. And what COVID did was provide states with all this government money, and the government's put the thumb on the scale and throw all this money into childcare. A lot of it was wasted, a lot of it was stolen, as we're seeing now in some states with childcare is getting a bad rap in those states. But what I'm saying is, granted, I'm not opposed to that money. That money's helped a lot of people, but I don't think the states did a good job with it. And too many centers opened during that time, and some bad centers stayed afloat that maybe should have went out of business during that time. So the free market was disrupted. So the free market is correcting now. And for some people, it's a losing situation, and for some, it's a winning situation. If you're in Florida or Texas right now, and when which have good ratios, low property cost, affordable childcare. I mean, everything is a plus in those markets for childcare. My centers are in Maine, but if I had to start again, I would start here in Florida for sure. But that being said, I've made millions of dollars in Maine, and one of the hardest states to do childcare in. There's not one franchise company in the state of Maine because it's a hard place to do business in. I capitalized on that. So you could always succeed where other people don't see opportunity. You can find that. So Lisa, there's hope for you. Just do it better, stronger. Consider coming to our childcare Genius Leverage Conference in the Dominican Republic this fall because you'll learn everything you need to know on how to beat the competition. All right, let's see if we have enough time for another question. Yep. And this question is from Valerie. I'm new to the childcare business ownership. Should I hire a bookkeeper or do the books myself? Great question. Get this a lot, Valerie. This is something I wrote about in my book, Childcare Multi-Millionaire. And if you don't have a copy of it, go to my website right now. I'll give you a free copy, childcaregenius.com under the book tab. Under the resource tab, you can find my book and I'll send it to you for free, autographed even, and I'll even pay for the shipping if you're a center owner. But anyway, no, that's my little free shameless plug here. But Valerie, you should do it yourself. You should learn your own. Everybody should know basic bookkeeping and financial yourself to run a business. It is something that cannot be delegated, and everybody should know. I've done my own books, and I run three companies right now. I still do all my own stuff because I've automated everything. I run $6 million worth of companies, $6 million of annual sales, and it takes me 3 hours a month to do everything. And there's people out there that have full-time bookkeepers for $1 million or $2 million company, and you are just throwing money down the toilet. Right? We teach this stuff in Child Care Genius University, how to be better, how to be smarter with finances. We teach you these strategies. But you can take the time to learn them yourself, a lot of them, not all the tricks we teach, but you could be good at it. YouTube, you get a QuickBooks expert. Like you need to find out. And once you know everything about finance inside and out, then if you want to hire somebody, I'm okay with that. Part-time who could help you out, fantastic. That's better use of your time, no problem with that. But you have to know about it first because people who don't know finances get it taken advantage of by people who do. I see it all the time. I have clients, when I first meet them, they're paying $2,500 a month for a bookkeeper to do their books, and they're $1 million company. It takes that person probably 3 hours a month to do everything, and they are way overpaying them. So please, if that's the case, as you saw in Childcare Multimillionaire, one of the nuggets I wrote, fire your bookkeeper for 6 months. Learn it all yourself, and then again, if you want to hire someone, you can. So I hope those couple questions ease your minds. If you're struggling in an area, look at your state and ask if maybe some of the policies that they have in that state have made people want to leave. $7 gas is probably a reason people have left, California. Just put it out there, but it doesn't mean you can't be successful in California because a lot of people have to stay because that's where their family is and their job is. So we have to capitalize, and you get high childcare tuition there. So you can make a killing there. I've got several clients doing very well there. You just got to know what to do. You got to be better than everybody else, and our coaching can get you there. So if we can help you out in your childcare business, go to our website. We'll give you a free coaching call. Just go to childcaregenius.com under the coaching tab. Say, I'd like a free coaching call. Get on a call with one of my coaches. You might even see me pop in on those calls. I pop on quite a bit of them and share a little bit how we can help you be a better childcare owner. So this concludes this episode of the Childcare Genius podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life to spend some time with me. Carol will be back in a couple weeks with some more exciting episodes of the Childcare Genius podcast. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.